9 months. You just walk on the set, and all that, the method stuff that makes you get there and believe it, it's already there. It's already done. We all know each other so well. We know each other's quirks and all the good stuff that you walk on the set and you look at someone and it's just all there in the eyes. And he said, you know, you can get the top A-list actor, you know, and that kind of homework that's already pre-done. He goes, it's very thrilling to see it through my lens because you can't fake that stuff.
Right.
That was pretty damn cool.
He gets to see it first.
That was cool. Yeah.
That's the point. That's what I'm trying to, you know, I'm thinking that that's what he's doing. It's what it's really all. That's what the work is about.
Right.
It's about what's going on here because we're talking about the work, and if people can see, oh, that's how they do it. And that's what we really like to know. What's the interesting part?
And the freshness. That one of the things I'm most impressed
That's
about
good
this,
question. Yes.
Well, I had done this as a national tour for like 2 years. I played Starbuck like about 10 years ago, which hopefully I think it would help me get the role here. I had to earn it the old-fashioned way. They were very kind of let me in on this. But the thing is, we've gone into our 11th month, and it hasn't ever gotten really stale. Every one of us are so immersed. We have so much fun. And we love each other so much that every time we show up, it's like 100%. I think you'll agree with this. I'll look into Steve's eyes, you know, when we're having a scene, and I see those blue eyes just sparkling and fully present, and I'm there. I do the love scenes with Tanna Frederick, who gives her freaking heart and emotions and soul. And every time we do this thing, there's this scene where, I'm pretty, where I let down her hair.
Right.
And she's had it in this bun that's so damn tight, it's almost like a facelift. I'm just playing, I'm exaggerating. But when I take it down, and I tell you, it's that palpable silence that is so quiet, you can actually hear it and it hurts your ears. You hear this, because everyone's on the edge of their seat and they see her, and Tanna's tears just effortlessly pour out, and she gets her inner realization, and I'm sitting there looking at her, and it's resonating, and you hear the audience, and you'll either hear, I always say this, the women out there, then you hear the men, of course, too proud. Men don't want to do the sob thing. They have to still be macho about it, but it's one of those moments where it validates your existence, you know, as an actor. This sounds real artsy-fartsy, but boy, you know, you have to have your reasons why you hang into it year after year, but it's moments like this, or there's a moment these two have where she breaks down and begs him for help, and he's just at a loss for words. And the audience, I mean, every time the lights go down to that scene, the audience applauds and ovates that scene. There's some brilliant stuff happening in this, and I know why we go 11 months. The national tour was terrific, but it was more of a crowd pleaser type thing because of huge houses of like 3,000, 5,000. This is in an intimate space, so we get to, it's like a camera's on you. It's lovely stuff.
This is at the Odyssey, right?
Not the Odyssey, it's at the Edgemar Center for the
Edgemar.
Arts.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's
It's on Main Street in Santa Monica.
in Santa Monica.
It's like the Frank Gehry
Are you
structure.
doing it tonight?
What is tonight?
No, we're doing, no, this
Friday.
weekend.
No,
Friday,
Friday,
Saturday,
Saturday,
and
Sunday.
Sunday matinees.
I want to come.
I want you to.
I want to come.
We'll
I
get
want
you
to
in
come
for
so bad.
free, baby.
Please.
You will?
For
Yeah.
Oh, thank
She
you.
loves free.
Thank you. I do.
Do you like free too?
I really love free. I really love free. Oh, thank you.
You're not allowed
Thank
to do
you,
the
Jesus.
monologues with me out loud though while I'm doing them on stage, all right?
Because that is a very, we were talking about
that.
that.
Free too.
That is a very powerful scene. That
Oh,
when he's telling the,
it's,
Oh, yeah.
You know,
it's
that
almost
is
otherworldly.
Yeah.
It's if Starbucks really believing it, it's good
You know,
stuff.
I saw him. I thought he overacted.
Burt
When
Lancaster.
I was
Everyone-
a little kid and I saw him, I just thought he was just like
he's just
Tony
that
Maloney,
way. That's
kinda.
his way.
Yeah.
That's what
But
everybody
he was
says
really
now,
like,
but
he
when
really
I
is
saw
like
it, I
that
was
though. I mean, he
stunned.
was really, that was him.
That was him. But he was real. Starbuck is, I mean,
He's a
Starbuck.
tough role. It's a fine line. If you're
But you
too
have to-
natural, he doesn't resonate. But if you go too far and not fully committed, then everyone says you're over the top. I'm telling you, it's a fine line to
Do
walk
you?
on.
That's
that
an
road.
interesting question. Now, do you? I believe Starbuck is over the top.
Yeah,
He
but
is
you
at
can't
times.
imitate what's his face.
He's a
and that's-
salesman.
It'd be
You're
hard
right.
not to
He's a
like
salesman.
do
He's certainly
that accent and
energy-wise,
everything
yes.
that he did.
But in the love scenes with her, though, she pulls
That's-
him down into such a reality.
His facade is not there anymore.
That's when he lets very few people see behind the curtain.
Right.
He's the Wizard of Oz, and she touches him in such. He's used to all these farm girls going, "Oh, Starbucks, Starbucks," and they fall for it 100%. He flops it out. Oh, man, I just went there. And of course, he's used to that kind of magnetism working every time. This chick, in her day, back in the Depression day, she's ahead of her time. She's saying, I want a man to stand toe to toe with me. Well, she gets that with me, and I get that with her. I'm not used to a woman going, I'm onto you. You're a fucking fake. And I'm like, how dare you see through this facade? Who do you think you are? So we're like oil and water through this whole thing until she reaches such a point of need, and I'm such a point of loneliness alone in this, that we touch each other in a very deep way. I think it's why people keep coming back. She brings me down out of the clouds. I lift her up a little bit to see how special she is, and you got two people who meet at a center place.
It's a love story.
It's incredible.
It's beautiful.
I got chills talking about it.
Yeah, I know. You can see that.
Tired
It
of
is.
this.
It's a wonderful love story,
Ugh.
and it really is.
Yeah.
And you was now, Katharine Hepburn did that
Right.
the part. Now, how do you feel about? Do you have any identification with her?
I like the way she wore pants.
Right. I was looking at your pants. You made me. I thought of that. That's why I thought of
But
that.
I think what I really focused on, actually, you will probably get this, is my aunts in Iowa, who they were raised on a farm. On my mom's side, they were raised on a farm. My grandpa didn't have boys till late, so there were 6 women who were pitching shit and baling hay and taking care of all the chores. And growing up, I mean, my grandfather was a tough man, you know, and they were the mainstay of the farm. They kept it running, these girls, and so they didn't feel much femininity because of that, and so it was great to do research on this time, on the Dust Bowl, and how resourceful women became during that time, because you know, they really got creative during that time, and they were really the backbones of these farms that were losing crops and livestock and such. But really, my favorite line in the play is when Lizzie gets sad, she doesn't cry, she works. That's my aunts. So for me, a big thing about doing this part was it felt like a love letter to my aunts, for one thing, because they're no bullshit and hard workers, and they work instead of crying. That's always been the case, and so for me, what I really got into was the duties, the daily chores of Lizzie's, and that was a big, huge chunk of what helped me to find her, and that took a while, because you know, when you can I really had to pick and choose, and when you choreograph a lot of business, which I felt was the most essential part of Lizzie, because each thing, it's like she gets this done every day, she, you know, and she has to, and she does it, and she hides underneath it, she hides well underneath it. So really coming up with that choreography with the business was my anchor for this role, I think.
Is she lonely?
Well, yeah, she's very lonely.
Frustrated? And I'm trying to...
Frustrated, absolutely.
Sexual, I'm talking, you know,
Sexually.
It's all relatives, and then the sheriff really wants, and, you know.
Yeah, and and frustrated with her father, because the mother died at a young age, and Dad kind of we became his parents. I believe the character of Noah and Lizzie became his parents.
Oh, that's what you think.
Everybody's got
Well, you
their
guys
own
do make
thing.
choices that you don't
Everybody's got
tell
their
each other,
own
right?
thing.
Absolutely.
Pretend you didn't hear that.
That's what creates the
I've
electricity.
heard that before.
Yeah.
You're always trying to see in their eyes what's going on, and how you're affecting them and how they're affecting you, and then you get the electricity, and that's when the audience,
I love
I'm
that.
gonna pay, I want to watch again. We get a lot of people who come back. You know, it's
It's one of those great shows where it's like people have seen it 3 or 4 times or 5 times, and those are the shows that you know are special, and because people, it's like a movie. You can pop it into your DVD player and watch it over and over, or on demand or whatever. But with this play, you know it's special when people have come to see it over and over and over again.
And it's all words, and people standing ovations in LA now, they're pretty commonplace. After a while, you're like, yeah. But the thing is, I'll
They're
tell you,
not commonplace.
well, I sometimes think they are. What's different about this, though, is what I see what she's saying is when you know you're really affecting them. honestly, when the people are standing and we're out there, we're literally as close as you and I
Yeah.
are, and you see so many times people clapping and they're crying and they're going, thank you. That is something I have never run into, hardly ever.
Sometimes they actually enter into the show
Yeah.
at that point.
And a lot of like 80 to 90-year-old men get really aggressive, and I don't know what exactly this brings up for him, but we had
Aggressive, you're that man.
Yeah, the
What
guy
did
who
he
flipped
do?
you off.
We're a curtain call. We're a curtain call, and we're doing our bows, and this 90-year-old man shuffles up to Tanna, and we're standing there, and we're a little, okay, this is a little odd.
Everybody's clapping, we're
And
bowing.
he goes up to Tanna and goes, so Tanna gives him a kiss. Everyone's, oh, how cute. He looks at me and he goes, and then he turns around and sits in his seat, and everyone in the audience is laughing
They
so
loved
hard.
it.
And of course the cast is laughing, and I'm going, what did I do? And he literally,
It's great.
and he shuffles off to his seat. True
Of course,
story.
you know, she ends up with the good guy rather than the
Yeah,
jerk.
well, don't tell the ending. Oh gosh. Oh
Can't
gosh.
tell the
That's
ending.
why.
Yeah, don't tell me, don't tell
Oh,
me,
you
because
can't- you don't
I'm
know the
familiar
ending.
with this play.
She and I live
just
happily-
Oh my
remember-
gosh, I can't wait
just-
for you to come
I have,
see it.
I haven't read it, I don't know anything about
Lizzie
it.
and I live
just
happily
remember,
ever after.
I
It was
remember,
beautiful.
what's his face?
Burt Lancaster.
Yeah,
That
and I don't,
wagon.
I can't imagine, I can't
Really?
imagine that woman playing that part of yours. I can't imagine her doing that.
Catherine
Catherine
Hepburn.
I can't
Hepburn.
even, I
Well,
mean,
she was really sure of herself, and I think
did she do it with that Catherine, that accent?
She did.
had?
she
She
did
did.
sort of that.
Yes, she did.
But
Well,
And
and
she
that's
played it
Hollywood, they all like
beautifully,
that.
I thought her love scenes were 100% on. I thought she surrendered
She was
that.
brilliant.
I don't
in
want
that
to.
movie.
I want to see you guys before I look at the movie.
Yeah, we
and
live
then I'll
happily
see
ever
you
after.
guys,
It's a
and
wo-
then
it's a
I'll go
lovely
see
story.
the. I'll like get it on Netflix or something.
How do
Yeah,
you
you should
keep
watch the play
it?
first
Now, when
and
you
then
Yeah,
when
I
you're
don't
doing
want to.
that,
I want to come in just
This
like.
is
you
two
guys
different
been doing this
guys,
for
yeah.
so long. The blocking and all this. Does it ever get boring up there, or
You
do
know,
you
I
change?
think it
things?
has a lot to do with the script itself. I mean, it
It's
really
well
starts with
written,
the words
huh?
as a cliche, but this is such a thorough, beautifully written piece.
Who
that,
wrote it?
R.M. Nash.
and Richard
And
Nash.
Richard Nash.
And,
And
it's just
Richard
a
Nash.
classic, you know, I mean, every little piece of it is so well designed. And you can still make discoveries, I think, because of that, you know, the intricacies of the characters and the words, the dialogue, it just keeps it alive for us. You know, and we continue to enjoy it and find our way through every night, you know, and some, always new things happen, little things, you know.
You know what's good? What you guys are saying that just came to me too is theater in this town is not very big. This is not a theater town, but the good thing that they come out of doing a good play is you got to do a movie out of it.
Yeah,
Very true.
that's
I mean,
true.
it's very. You know, we talk
That's
about
true.
That is
we do
wild.
to be seen, and yet
Yeah.
it was seen, and it was and a whole new genre was created from that.
Yeah, that's true. Because that's what I mean. That's sort of the ending point of what, you know, theater in LA is about. It's about showcases. It's about getting casting directors there, and you know, none of our cast are really. Well, we definitely didn't do it for that purpose. We did it because we love this play and we love each
To work.
other as a family. Yeah, for the
Love to
joy of
work.
it
Like
and
act.
the work and the everything and I mean we have a great. It is hard to when you find a group of actors that gets along as well as our group. And when you find a show that directed by Jack Heller from the Actors Studio, that's directed beautifully and acted beautifully, and then you kind of want to run it in LA like as long as possible because it's never going to exist.
How long has it been
again.
running now?
We're into our 11th month.
11.
I'm going to say because
11
it's
months.
been
so
a while.
You kind of want it to keep running because as long as possible because that magic and that alchemy is never going to be the same.
That's a
never
long
occur
run.
again.
Do you guys all belong to Facebook?
Mhm.
Do you do Facebook?
Yes.
You guys have to do the show and you have to like it and share it with everybody. You know, you just share it with everybody so people will know and they'll go on and they'll want to come see this because there's so much electricity that's been going on with the three of you right here. It's like it's
Oh,
like a
that's
play right here. It's like a little movie right here. I
Dear,
swear
look
to
at the
God,
camera,
there's so
dear.
much going.
She just hit the camera with electricity. Holy moly!
Really?
Yeah, it
I mean, we got to get it out just because I didn't know it was playing. You know, people don't know,
It
and it's
does-
like
it
the
does
Facebook
have
is a
Facebook
really
pages, yeah.
amazing
Yeah.
tool, and we just like and share. I mean,
She's talking about sharing this,
You know,
these moments
Ah.
on
you
Facebook.
just
Yeah.
like go and just.
Well,
share
this
it
will
with
be up
every-
tonight on Facebook anyway.
Woo, woo.
This show will be up
Okay.
tonight.
You just sit up for like an hour to just and you do share, and then you go up to email, and
Okay,
then you
dear.
press A, and then
Okay,
you just
dear.
go down the line to everybody that's ever emailed you.
And then you
That's
got in trouble doing that,
You and
didn't you?
Tanna both have that same trait. When Tanna was talking about she focuses mainly on business, that's the thing that I don't excel at. I watch her and I just in awe, and I'm trying to learn from her about
Gotta
this.
do
Business
it.
is
You gotta do it. And
wild.
that Facebook thing
Takes
is
a lot
like
of
it's like
time.
really a strong, powerful thing right now on YouTube also, and it's Wild Wild West out there.
That it is.
And
Because
we and
we don't have to pay for it.
yes.
I mean, they're gonna get us sooner or later, you know.
Yeah.
But it's also being
Right now.
inundated with so much damn product. Then you sit there and go, how do I filter through this? Which is why casting directors, that whole concept came about. Get a middleman to siphon it out because everybody's putting stuff out there and going, oh, we're so brilliant. This is so wonderful. And you watch. Well, I'm not going to judge it, but
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. There's
Yeah,
not
I
everybody.
sure
can-
do.
If everyone's brilliant, then no one's brilliant.
Have you
There's
been
gotta
getting
be
casting
gradations.
calls? Getting out there from this play? Have you? I know you have.
Yeah.
I mean, but have you guys have casting directors come and?
There's a fluke that happened with me. It's not a casting director, a guy who's making a film with Robert Rodriguez. It's a zombie film. He just happened to be coming because he always wanted to play Starbuck. He's
Yeah.
like a 73-year-old man. He came and saw it, and
I'm 72, so.
That's not that
There
old,
you
right?
go. No.
73? It's not
Yeah.
that old.
Well,
Exactly.
I'm 20 December 24th. I'll be 73.
Right
Bravo!
on, baby.
Do that again.
I
Seth.
just even.
Do that
Oh,
Woo woo!
I am just so
Take your
proud
blouse
of me.
off.
I would be proud.
What'd you say? Take your blouse off?
again.
Okay, I like your show.
Take your clothes off.
But you can leave your hat on.
Girl, you know,
Good
it's
girl.
just a product. It's just an instrument, you know.
I mean,
God.
She's not afraid of that. She did. That's her assets. And she's so talented. But what's good,
Oh.
what I'm hearing from you guys is that when I teach, I always used to tell people I love triple X stars because they're willing to get naked. If an actor, if you're willing to get naked in your mind, it's like Henry tries to get. You can go anywhere, and you won't be afraid. Like she's not afraid to go anywhere.
Well, I know Starbuck, you've wanted to take your clothes off in those tack room scenes all along,
yeah,
right?
his butt crack shows a lot.
Really?
They got me half naked in this thing. Yeah.
Oh, we got you half naked.
I didn't want to do it. I fought and fought
I
and
don't
fought.
want him naked, let me tell you.
I fought and fought.
I had a hard time though being from Iowa. You know, my mom told me not to. You know, never get on top and never let a man see you naked. You know, so.
Oh
How were your aunts? Were they like that?
no. My mom. She is. The body is beautiful. Naked. She ran around the house naked. She's a nursing professor. Yeah. And kids used to tease me because they'd be like, "Your mom's naked all the time," and then she had like this
What about the being on top
clipped.
part?
What?
What about the being on top part?
Well, judging by her varying degrees of nudity throughout my childhood, I would probably say she would say, "Get
And you
on top!
Yeah, right.
Take him for all he's worth."
Naked is well. That's what it's really all about. If you're willing to get naked as an actor,
Can't believe that.
in the mind or in the body, you're willing to go anywhere,
Yes.
and you
I-
have to be.
I did full
Yeah.
frontal nude one time on stage before camera phones. I will say that I was much younger, and you're right. They told me I had to do it 4 nights before we opened, and I was like, why didn't you tell me this earlier in the process? And so I thought about it. I thought, look, who do I think I am? We all have kind of basically the same equipment, varying different
Right.
degrees. So opening night, I dropped trowel, and I remember bending down, and you're up there with all the lights, and it's this dark audience, and I remember thinking, dear God, I'm actually doing this. And I stood up, and I remember my face was so hot, and I was flushed going, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I got through it, and I had so many compliments after the show that from then on, man, I was out there going, yep, that's me, edge me. It loosened me up. And I'll tell you what you just said. Once you do that, once you show yourself, warts and all,
Right.
there's probably not much more you're gonna
Never
not
gonna
do.
put your clothes back on again.
Also,
it's just
The great
a struggle
equalizer,
with him.
absolutely, the great equalizer of death. Once you make peace with the fact that,
If I come, will you take off all your clothes?
there you go.
We can't get him to.
Well,
After
I'm
the
just
show.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
She's
I'm
not.
just kidding. Because I don't even know the play, so I don't even know where
Smelling
you
You
salts.
will, you will.
It's funny, when I got out in 1978, I was still on parole. And I was doing a play, I was playing a psychiatrist, and somebody asked me if I wanted to do a sex movie. And I said, sure, I'm fresh out of prison. And I went and did a porno.
Sure.
It was right across the street from the Rose Garden, down in the Roseland in Manhattan, and we shot this porno. And I did it with a porno who never done it before, and I never done it before. But it was interesting. I was able, I wanted to do it. It was great. I had no problems.
Freedom kind of thing.
And
but
the link to that is what?
She wants to see you,
Where
I
can we
think.
see that?
Thank God it was never. I wish
Thank
it was
God,
released
yeah, it would have been
because it was never released. I don't know whatever happened, but I had a great time. It was, and all of a sudden it's one of those as an actor you find, and then you find out whatever you're doing, and when you're doing it right, is you don't see anything.
Right.
When I did a film or I'm on stage, I don't see anything around here. When I was, screwing this young lady, beautiful girl. Oh, I mean, I just saw her, it was just her and I. And meanwhile, there were this many people all around us, doing it. Just watching me. But I didn't see a soul. And I just want to ask you guys, when you're in that moment, are you aware of the audience or are you into the moment?
You have to be
Both.
You are, because see, I'm
It's
not.
not like
Yeah.
film as much, because you are playing to a house of. Because the audience is such another character within,
Yeah.
So I think, but
It's a technical thing.
On stage, you know when you have the audience, right?
yeah.
You know those moments where you could do anything you want and you control them.
It's a
Yeah.
sixth sense thing.
Yeah.
It's hearing, and it's a sixth sense. You know when they're with you and when they're not. You
Right.
know, obviously we're doing a romantic comedy, so the laughter, you've got to roll with that too. So
Yeah.
it's always
Timing.
slightly there, but I'm with you. I'm there, and it's Cary Grant said this. He goes, whenever I get uninspired, all I do is I look deeply into the woman's eyes that I'm talking to in close up, and the fire just starts burning brightly, and it turns into a bonfire. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You get so into that moment, you get so there that you're right. You lose all sense of time and space, and hopefully you get the audience to do the same damn thing.
Because you don't play it as a comedy, do you? No.
No, there's just funny things that happen that, it's hard not to be aware of it.
Comedy is serious
The absence of laughter.
Death is easy, comedy is hard. And
Yes.
speaking of
Yeah.
letting time get away from you, John, with all due respect, Henry's creative partner, Ron Vignoni's with us today.
Okay.
He writes all of Henry's
Oh, really?
films.
Write all of Henry's
Well,
films.
he
What are you lying
collaborates,
about?
but he
Well,
does edit all of Henry's films.
The next one, I'll bring up. Would you come up? I'll put the three of you we got to get her up there. I'll get a beating later.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying
But
because
what
I
about
have
this
to.
one here?
Ron's a megatron.
And she's an amazing actress. This
Oh,
one
you're
right
not
here,
doing-
and,
Oh,
and
great.
but I just want to say because we have to. I should turn the interview over to my
You
two
have to go.
co-stars. Yes,
Okay.
that was a long rated Tipperary, but I would love to come back on the
You're
show.
more than welcome.
So
and-
much.
more than
I would
welcome.
love to.
Okay. No, I would love to have you.
Tomorrow,
And
the
if
next
you
day,
guys have time,
whatever, just-
if you
Oh,
want to
good,
stay,
yes.
more than welcome. I mean,
Yes.
'Cause
you
you'll have a
gotta.
good time with her.
If people have to know about this
Yeah.
because, how long can you run and they've got a chance to see you guys?
Yeah, till the
They've
26th.
got a
Hey, come on the
chance
show
to
sometime and
have
talk
this
about your acting.
experience. Oh, I'm just so
Yeah.
I have
excited.
something I need to give you for you
Tanna
legally.
and I just did a film. I directed it, and we
Let me get
In
you.
Iowa.
in Iowa.
Speak up. I can't
Are
because
we gonna do this now?
I'm doing it now.
Come get in here.
No.
No, go ahead.
No, another
Just
time.
speak up.
Yeah, the lighting's good.
Tanna and I just finished wrapping production on a labor of love film that we did. And I got the wonderful opportunity to direct her in a film called Garner, Iowa, and it takes place in northwestern Iowa. And we shot it over the last 18 months, on and off whenever we can. And we're very pleased with it. We just screened it twice to audiences totaling up to 700 in Iowa, a rough cut, and it went over so wonderfully well. So we feel really fortunate and look forward to finishing it. And we'd love to come back and talk about it.
Please, I hope you do.
Yeah.
Give her the mic.
Yes,
This is another
yes.
creative partner of ours.
Never say
Joe
that.
Amati, another
Smack
Italian.
her.
Oh, come on,
Italian
Joe.
contingent.
Shake your
Hello,
butt, Joe.
Sharon's been enjoying long walks on the beach and grape soda.
She's not an actress.
No, yes, I am also an actor. Actually, to tie it back to Tanna, I actually was her understudy for Sylvia
Oh,
whenever she did it at the Edgemar this last time. So there's always a chance that she and I will play together again, yes.
And Jo is a fabulous actress and a wonderful creative talent of many virtues that we extolled today.
Thanks.
And funny as crap.
I really am.
This
I'm a
girl
hoot.
is funny as
I'm a
crap.
hoot, a holler, and a half. It's
She's
true.
good looking and she's funny.
Also a Texan. See, I'm bringing it all back around to the people that you're filming for this show right now. You got it.
I guess the point is that we're really lucky to have so many wonderfully talented. Do I need a microphone?
yes.
I am just trying to say we're all very lucky to have a pool of really creative and talented human beings that we get to work and play with all day long and every week out of the year. So especially these days, we're fabulously blessed.
Okay.
And that is the world of Tanna Frederick, ladies and gentlemen.
Tanna Frederick. All right, yeah, you're going to be leaving now. We got a minute to go, so I'm just going to say anything you want to give. Do you
I'm
have a
coming back.
website? Do you have a website?
Yes, TannaFrederick.com. But more
The-
than that,
your
I'd love
charity.
the projectsaveoursurf.org.
Okay, say
Yes.
it again.
Projectsaveoursurf.org.
Okay.
And we are recently doing fundraising for providing clean water filters for Vietnam. So
Okay.
check out the site.
All right, thank you.
Fundraiser on December
Thanks,
5th.
John.